Look, if you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I can help you out.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die, yeah. Did it die. Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die. Wait. Did it die. Wait. Did it die.
Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't, of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type. Tell you everything that you heard right, just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from coast to coast. I don't know where to go, this all I've ever known.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
No.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
Won't die.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
My aunt think I'm perfect, I know I'm not. My mama be worried, I told her stop. They know I did drugs and think that I'm off. Little do they know I never could stop. My manager hate when I'm pulling up late. Back on my bullshit, she think it's a phase. I got relations I gotta maintain. I'm two different people, my side and my main. Yeah, I'm sober, I'm an addict. I'm a lowlife, I got habits, but I refuse to be average. Really so tired of acting. Don't know what I miss no more. Too bad you don't hit me more. I'm bad when I get too bored. Careful what you wishing for.
I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
No.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die.
Won't die.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
Wait.
Did it die.
I'm a stone cold killer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Alpha Day Trading. It is Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. It's about 8:57 in the market, and we're gonna have a good day in the market today. We're gonna just absolutely crush it like we always do, and we got some great stocks out there. There's a lot of good opportunity. And you guys think I'm going to really come in here and talk like that? Heck nah. You guys are like, what? Where's the big old good morning, traders? And happy Money Tuesday. And indeed, it is a freaking Money Tuesday in the market, guys. Just absolutely on fire. The market is hot. We have been on fire with our morning newsletter, these alerts, these posts, oh my goodness. AMTD from $8 to $13.41. Absolutely mind-blowing, guys. What's up? What's going on, Alpha family, ADT Nation? How we all doing today? How are we feeling? Are you guys ready to rock and roll? Because I am ready to rock and roll to attack this trading day. So, everybody's hitting me with that good morning. What's up? And what's going on, traders? I hope you guys had a wonderful Money Monday night. I hope you had a great day in the market yesterday, and I hope you're ready for an even better day today. Today is August 2nd, day number 2 of the month, and so far, so good. It's almost 9 a.m. We're going to go ahead and dissect our up gappers, down gappers, large cap up gappers. We're going to talk about the best of the best stocks that have the best of the best opportunity for the day to get you prepared. So when that bell rings at 9:30, we are all set, ready to attack this day team. All right, YouTubers, what's up and what's going on? Mr. Joey, Ed, Ron, good morning, Armando. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, over on YouTube. I hope you're having an amazing day as well, and I hope you are ready to attack this day. Once again, good morning. And we're going to dive right into it, guys, because I want to make sure we have plenty of time to answer questions that you have. If you have stocks that you think that have potential, I want to be able to review those. But right now, team, it's pretty clear that we have one or two top stocks for the day. Number one, we have AMTD, ladies and gentlemen. So what's going on with AMTD? Well, they announced successful pricing of initial public offering of its subsidiary AMTD Digital with a pre-greenshoe market capitalization of $1.3 billion. AMTD, this stock getting some great action last night. The stock closed at $2. It closed at $2. It's trading at $11.45 right now. It hit spiking highs of $14.40. I think it's safe to say we are in supernova season. As of late last week, we start to see these 50, 60, 70% top gainers. Now 100, 150%, 200%. Now we have AMTD up 440% at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's safe to say once again, we are in supernova season. What's supernova season? It's a type of market environment where stocks rip and run. They break highs and they rip higher. They break highs, they rip even higher. There's so much buying momentum in this market that sometimes one of the best strategies in this market could be to buy high and sell higher. And you look left, you look at all of these top gaining stocks, and just look at these top gaining stocks and what they've done. If you would have bought a breakout over high a day, the stock rips. It never falls back down. It keeps going and going and going. Every now and then, depending on the market conditions we're in, depends on the strategy that we pull out. And this is looking like the kind of market where you just have so much high day momentum where stocks break and rip even higher on the day. So AMTD at this point in time is our number one stock. We were discussing the stock this morning inside a chat right around 7:20. That again, here's the press release. This is our number one stock right now at this point in time. High watch for that break over $8. Even if you missed the initial break, what did you get? You got a super nice retest. Break and retest over $8. You hit $8.75, first target, $9.43, second target, $10, third target, and you just hit our fourth target here in pre-markets of $13.41. An absolute amazing trade here this morning, guys. $35 million in float, trading 35 million shares. On average, 1.85. This stock has everything it needs to be a watch list worthy stock, and right now it is clearly our number one stock on the day. Market conditions have not been top gaining stocks dumping on off. Market conditions lately have been top gaining stocks. The stock wants to rip higher. AMTD at this point in time is our number one watch. Where's supports at this point in time with AMTD? You'd have two support levels to keep on watch here. Obviously, $10 is a nice level of support. However, if we do crack below $10, another light level of support where we could see a nice dip buy opportunity would be $9.28. So again, right here around that hiccup candle and that pullback low before that massive move up, that was right around that 928 to 930. That could be a great dip buy level here on AMTD. All right, now if we crack below that 928, 930, we do have room all the way back down to $8, and that's the next best strong level of support here on AMTD is $8. But again, you could see a nice bounce at 10, start to see the next leg up. $10 is a strong level of support here. If you do crack below 10, back down towards around 928 to 930 for that nice dip buy opportunity. In worst case scenario, it cracks that level back down towards around $8 support at this point in time. Where is resistance? Well, we're going to go ahead and say resistance is right off these pre-market highs of $14. Now, if this stock breaks $14, how high can it go today? Well, I think traders are willing to push this up to the 200-day moving average. I think that's going to be the main target today for AMTD is going to be that 200 SMA at 1536. Now, if it ever breaks that 200 SMA, this thing has so much more potential to the upside. We could see this bad boy all the way up towards around 1828. No, I would say right around that 1783, right? 1783, and then up towards around $20 on AMTD if this stock remains really, really strong. This is the number one stock, and traders push this above that 200 SMA. We do have room to 1783 and then potentially $20. Right now, AMTD is the number one stock to be watching for the day, right? Number two, I'm like an APDN, guys. Why do I like APDN? Well, this morning, we got a nice little press release here on APDN. So, they initiate analytical validation of PCR-based diagnostic test specific to the monkeypox virus. Now, yes, we have seen some of these monkeypox stocks lose some attention. SIGA has lost some of its attention lately. VRAX has lost some focus and attention. GOVX had a nice day yesterday, but now we're starting to fade and fall back down. So right now, at this point in time, it's just something to be mindful of, that some of these monkeypox-related stocks have lost some hype. That could impact APDN today. Now, we're having a great pre-market on APDN, but why is this stock moving on up? It has a press release in regards to the monkeypox virus. Could APDN have a huge day? Absolutely. It's a great press release, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention that a lot of these other top monkeypox-related stocks, AEMD, TNXP, GOVX, SIGA, and VRAX have lost a lot of hype and a lot of attention over the past couple of days. So something to be mindful of if you're looking to get involved with APDN. But APDN looks pretty good here in pre-market. APDN is trading fantastic volume, 12 million shares today compared to its 150,000 shares that it trades on average. Nice low float stock, currently up 123% on the day. Where can we see APDN go? Well, first things first, we need to start breaking above this 158 level. If we can see a nice break here above 158, and again, this market, stocks like to break and rip even higher, we can see a quick spike back up towards around 180 and then 185. We ever break over that 185 level, that's daily resistance, we have room to $2. And then team, this is where it gets fun. We ever break over $2, what's our main target today on APDN? Where do you think traders are looking to take this stock to before you see more selling compared to buying? Definitely the 200 SMA, right around $2.88. So yeah, you got some resistance here between this 158, 185, and $2 level. But once the stock, if the stock can break over $2, our main target today is going to be this 200 SMA. So there's so much potential here on APDN, even right now here in pre-market. Again, this market's hot, guys. This market's on fire. Stocks are breaking high a day, ripping higher. Again, team, get prepared, get ready, start building these plans. So when that market rings, or right now in pre-market, you're not missing your opportunities to lock in your profits for the day. Support right now is going to be back down towards around 126, and then below 126, back down around 106. One thing I want to point out, 3-minute time frame, APDN, it really likes to respect its 9 EMA. Nice big rip on up, nice pullback into the 9 EMA. Nice rip on up, nice healthy pullback into our 9 EMA. Looking like that line EMA can help push this stock up over this 158, back up to 180, 185, and then $2 potentially right now here in pre-market. The 9 EMA is your moving level of support here on APDN. You start to crack below that 9 EMA, that's when you could see this back down around 126. You start to crack below 126, back down to 106. Here on APDN. But right now, this stock is our number 2 stock on our watch list for the day. Number 3, REV. All right, I posted this one up in the morning stock newsletter to get you guys prepared. I posted this one up here in alerts chat as well. REV is my number 2 stock for the trading day. This stock had a huge day yesterday, running from under $5 all the way to $9.90. This is a prior short squeeze hype stock that is just getting some attention again. While this market is hot, we want to be watching these prior day movers and these hype stocks as they can continue to rip day over day over day for multiple days. And REV has a history of ripping for multiple days. Even though the market wasn't as hot, we've seen this stock go from the low $1 area all the way to $10 in 4 trading sessions. Yesterday, from below $5 all the way up to $9.90. This market is so hot, we have a lot of continuation. We have a lot of momentum that bleeds from one day to the next, to the next. So REV, it's a prior short squeeze. It's a prior hype stock, a Reddit mentioned stock. This stock went on a tear back in June, and we could see that once again today and the rest of this week because the market is absolutely on fire. We just broke this downtrend here on REV. So as long as this downtrend can now maybe be retested as support, we can see buyers back above $9. If we start to form a potential higher low here, we could see this back up to yesterday's spiking high of $9.90. Right now, $8.65 bottom support. As long as we hold $8.65, we can see buyers back above $9. We have that potential to $9.90. Now, this is when it gets fun. What kind of formation are we starting to see play on out with REV? From yesterday's high, nice big U shape into these pre-market lows, back up here in pre-market to yesterday's high. Nice higher low pullback, starting to see a double bottom set in. If we start to curl on back up here towards that $9.90 to $10 level, what kind of formation is this here on REV? It's one big cup and handle formation that can send this stock flying to 1059 and 1125. So right now, I do like REV as my number 3 stock on the day. I think it has a lot of potential. Again, it's a prior day mover. It's a hype stock. It's a stock that ripped big in the past. There's a lot of traders surrounding this stock. There's a lot of talks about this stock. I want to keep this one on high watch, especially if we're staying above this $8.65 support level, breaking back above $9. I do believe we could see this back up to $9.90 at least. $9.90. And if we ever break $9.90 to 10, that's one big cup and handle formation that, again, can send this stock and let it go on its next leg up to 1059 and 1125 here on REV. So right now at this point in time, get prepared. REV is another top stock for the day team, all right? And then lastly, ILAG. Now, why in the world would we want to be watching ILAG, guys? Well, the biggest reason, it's a newer IPO stock. What have we been seeing with some of these newer IPO stocks? They've been going bananas, guys. HKD is a newer IPO stock that wasn't really doing anything, and then boom, it took on off. There's some other stocks. They were newer IPO stocks that have literally not doing anything, pretty random movement, and then boom, they take on off. ILAG is another newer newer IPO stock, right? It's up 41% at this point in time. It's a nice low float stock. It's 8 million in float. Doesn't have the best volume right now, but who's to say that this stock doesn't start taking on off? Excuse me, guys. Again, still getting over the sickness. Who's to say that this newer IPO stock doesn't start taking on off, right? We've seen a lot of IPO stocks lately just rip and run. And HKD is a prime example of a stock that's IPO'd within the last few weeks that just ripped and ran for no apparent reason. ILAG could be a stock that just takes on off today. It's already up from $2, hitting those highs of $3 here in pre-market. So I definitely want to keep this one on high watch just to see if we start to move on up again today when the market opens. Where could we see this stock go? Well, I do think a lot of the volume would really start to move on in once we break this 20 EMA here on the daily. And the 20 EMA is right around 326. I think that's where the first initial wave of volume really starts to move on in, and we could really start to see that nice big spike to the upside. Where could we see the stock go? Up towards around $4.37. If we ever break 437, where could we see the stock go? Up towards around $5 and then $5.75. Breaking over $5, where could we see the stock go? We could start retesting the IPO open and the IPO high up towards around $26.40. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, yeah, right, Josh. This stock's not going to go from $263 all the way up to $26. You're out of your mind. HKD, guys. Just look back. New IPO stock. HKD. Lower float. Not a lot of volume. But this stock absolutely took on off, right? The stock was here at $19. Within one day, went to $70. Pulled back. Broke over that $75 level. And within 3 days, it hit highs of $966. Who would have thought that HKD was going to go from $20 all the way to $900? I didn't think it could. Absolutely not. No one expected HKD to rip and run like this. So, ILAG, no one's expecting this stock to rip and run, but it can. Those are the market conditions that we're currently in. Where's the consistency in the market? What are we seeing playing out over and over and over? What are those two things that I continuously see in this market play out almost every single day? Number one, we get a lot of mid-candle breakouts. Go back and look at PGY. Again, mid-candle breakout, big squeeze. Mid-candle breakout, big squeeze. Mid-candle breakout, big squeeze. We've seen a lot of mid-candle breakouts lately. What's something else we've been seeing? Newer IPO stocks just rip and run and take on off, and absolutely just, it's insane. So with that being said, I see ILAG up in pre-market, right? It has some initial volume. It's a low float stock. It's a stock that could definitely take on off, especially if we can start breaking some of these initial levels of resistance. So I do want to keep ILAG on watch today just to see if traders move on in and just to see how high this stock could potentially go. And again, I see potential to 437 if we can start to break over that 326 level. We start to break over that 437, I see room to 575, and then potentially to retest that IPO open right around 22, and then the IPO spiking high of 26.40. So definitely something to keep on watch, guys. Okay? Give me 1 second. And bear with me, guys. I'm just getting over the sickness, starting to feel a little bit better. But again, my throat's definitely acting up today. All right? So, HKD, guys. This stock is up way too high. Within 3 days, the stock goes from $100 to $966 in 3 days. Over those 3 days, we've lost volume day after day after day. This stock is way too overextended. This stock is going to pull back. And when the stock pulls back, it could be potentially disgusting and nasty. So if you came into the market today with the mindset of, I'm looking to trade HKD, I think that's crazy. I don't think you should be looking to trade HKD. All right? The stock is up way too high. And I think it's due for a massive pullback. Do I think it could potentially run up towards around $1,000? I think so. I think traders may try to get this for a $1,000 break. but I think it could get slammed back down, start halting to the downside. A lot of traders that are buying the stock at $600, $700, $800, $900, again, they're FOMOing in. They're chasing the stock. Now they're fearful that they're going to blow up their accounts. They start selling. I think we start to see a nice big drop today on HKD. Where do I think the stock could drop down to before getting a bounce? Maybe an opportunity for a bounce here on HKD. Well, the first area that I think we could see our first little bounce would be 470.22. Cracking below 470.22, the next best area that I see for a possible bounce would be back down towards around 278.24. But this is a very risky stock. The spreads are super large, all right? Sometimes the spreads were $40, $50, $60, $70, right? If you market order in and then 2 seconds later, market order out, you're down $70 per share. Absolutely insane, guys. Be smart. Trade safe. This is a very risky stock. All right, so just be mindful of what you're getting yourself involved with if you see a reason to get involved, if we get some bounce play opportunities, etc. So HKD on the back burner. PGY at this point in time, prior day mover over the last couple of weeks, going from $2.42 all the way to $32.70. Right now, there's better opportunity in the market, but we know how PGY moves. A lot of these stocks, great action out of the gate. Then they start to slow down a little bit. Some of these prior day movers, they start taking on off. And that's exactly what we saw yesterday with PGY, right? PGY out of nowhere, just big, massive move to 32.70. And I don't think anybody was expecting that because the stock is, again, really overextended to the upside. So if we do see AMTD kind of just start fading and falling, if we see APEDN not doing too much, if REV isn't doing too much, we could see traders resort back on over to some of these prior day movers, such as HKD and PGY. Another stock that could move again today, I highly doubt it, would be AEMD. Again, I highly doubt it, but it's a monkeypox-related play. So if APDN has a good day and nothing else is really moving, maybe we see some sympathy. So it's just something to point out, guys. Not saying AEMD is a great trade. Not saying VRAX is a great trade. What I'm saying is APDN is moving on monkeypox news. If APDN is the number one stock of the day, and this stock is just taking on off, ripping and running, we could see some sympathy movement with these other monkeypox-related stocks. Again, that's going to be AEMD. That's going to be VRAX. Potentially SIGA could start moving out of sympathy to APDN, right? We have GOVX that can move again as well out of sympathy to APDN. So definitely worth consolidating these stocks into one watch list, monkeypox-related stocks, and maybe we start to see some sympathy movement once again. But right now, team, we have a fantastic watch list to start our day. Number one, AMTD. We have room back up to that 1440 level. Right now, support is around $10. APDN, we have a lot of great potential to the upside. And assuming APDN is the number one stock of the day, we could see some sympathy movement with these other monkeypox-related stocks. REV, again, as long as we hold that 865 level, we have great potential back to 990, 1059, and then 1125. And then lastly, ILAG, just because it's a newer IPO stock gapping up here in pre-markets. And we know the last couple of newer IPO stocks that we've seen have absolutely gone bananas. So I want to keep ILAG on watch as well. Uber, currently up 10% on good earnings. Uber could have a nice little day to the upside. So if Uber were to ever break that pre-market high of $28.57, we could see Uber today up towards around 30. And if Uber's having a really good, strong green day, we could see Uber up towards around 32.86. But here's how I look at Uber. Okay, if I was bottom feeding on Uber, if I was kind of just adding to this during those June lows and July lows, $20, $21, $22 a share, what would I probably be doing today? I would probably be trimming, right? Uber right now from yesterday's close of 24.60 to where we're at right now. That's up 14%, okay? if you were, adding into this stock, let's say you were getting into this stock, you were dollar cost averaging in right around 20, 21, 22. How much is that up right now at this point in time? That's 30%, guys. That's 30%. If you were adding Uber to your long-term portfolio, okay, and you're now currently up 20, 25, 30, 35%, would you trim a little bit? I know I would. I would absolutely, in a couple of months, being up 30% on my investment, I would probably start to trim a little bit. You may start to see a slight drop at the start of the day as some long-term investors, swing traders, whatever the case is, they start trimming, maybe locking in profits because, again, this stock is up right now 14.4%, but since those June lows, up over 30% at this point in time. So if we do see some of that initial profit taking, we could see Uber come back down towards around 26.71 support. So let's just keep Uber on watch today. If we do see some of that initial profit taking, we do have 26.71 support. If we ever crack below that 26.71, I do believe we can see this fade and fall back down towards around $25. It could be a great short opportunity. But let's say we see this just break and hold above that 28.57 level. We could look to play this long and look to trade calls up to 30 and then potentially up to 32.86. So I want to keep Uber on watch, up 14.5% on good earnings, just looking to see if we get some action and some opportunity today here with Uber. Walmart was a stock that I was watching yesterday for a possible short. This stock opened up below our 132 level and just squeezed right above. There was no reason to take this trade. However, we did give a lot back yesterday. We left a nice big upper shadow on the daily chart, still decreasing volume along the last 5 days to the upside, and we did struggle to break, really fully break, that gap fill level. So I'm curious to see what we do today on Walmart. Just curious. It's a little bit of a back burner at this point in time. But if we ever see the overall market looking weak, let's say today is a red day with the SPY. Let's say today's a red day with the Qs, and we ever see Walmart get pulled down with the overall market as well, back below 132, I'm still looking at this for a possible short based on yesterday's plan. So that's a crack below 132, looking to possibly short this down to 131, and then back down towards around 129.41 here on Walmart. But we have to see this crack below 132, ideally retest it as intraday resistance, see the overall market looking weak, having a slight pullback, a little bit of a red day. We could see Walmart fade and fall as well, back down to 131, 130, and then 129.50. So again, it's a little bit of a back burner still at this point in time, but I see potential right around the corner. If we ever start to see what we need to see to get involved, let's definitely make sure we're not missing that opportunity here on Walmart, guys. All right? Spying the Qs. Spying the Qs right now. I mean, yesterday I was definitely thinking we were going to see a little bit of a red day. But like I said yesterday, I'm having a hard time getting an edge in the overall market, right? I look at the SPY, and there's just not a lot of high probability setups. I look at the Qs. There's just not a lot of high probability setups. I'm looking at the daily chart, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, trying to get a good sense of direction, where the markets are going to next. And I still can't seem to get an edge. I definitely feel like we're due for a pullback. I definitely feel like we're due for a red day. But again, I'm not really confident in that. That's just the gut telling me, hey, Josh, today's going to be a red day, right? You gave a lot back yesterday. You left a large upper shadow there. You couldn't break over that resistance level. You closed back below Friday's highs. They're on the Qs. Same thing with the SPY. We tried to break on out over Friday's highs. We couldn't. We gave a lot back yesterday. We left a large daily upper shadow. It definitely looks like it's due for a short-term reversal. But this market really hasn't been making a lot of sense over the past 5 trading sessions. And still, I come into the market in the mornings. I look at the SPY. I look at the Qs, multiple time frames, really tried to pick this apart. Are there any high probability opportunities that I see that could take place right at the start of the day? The answer to that question still remains no. Is there going to be intraday opportunity? Absolutely there is. But right now, at the start of the day, do I see anything that I'm super confident with that leads me to believe we're going to have a big green day or a big red day, that there's opportunity right out of the gate. I'm not seeing anything at this point in time, but I definitely think we're due for a slight pullback. So let's see what happens with the SPY around 409.50 resistance. Okay, we do have 409.50 resistance at this point in time. Let's see what happens when the market opens. If we see any kind of reason, a high probability setup to get involved to the short side off 409.50, we could start to see the SPY moving back down towards around 406.83. And if we ever crack below that 406.83, the SPY has room down towards around 404.44. But if we're breaking above that 409.50, looking strong, like we could have a nice little green day, we could see the SPY back up to 411 and then back up towards around this 413 level. Friday's high a day, yesterday's high a day as well. But something leads me to believe we're not going to be able to break on out. We're not going to be able to rip on up towards those upper levels of resistance. I have that gut feeling, and sometimes when I have a gut feeling, I'm spot on, that we do get rejected today off one of these levels of resistance, and we do see the SPY down towards around 406.83. But again, sit back, wait for that opportunity to really present itself, right? And then the same thing with the Qs, guys. The Qs right now have 314.63 resistance at this point in time. Bottom support, 311.76. If we ever see a nice simple crack and retest here below that 311.76 level of support, the Qs do have room down towards around 309.96. And again, right now at this point in time, you're going to have 313.70 resistance, and then stronger resistance up towards around 314.63. Sit back, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let's try to get a sense of direction. Let's see how the market moves at or near some of these levels of support and resistance. And if we see a reason to get involved, let's definitely attack it, guys. Right now with the SPY and the Qs, always on watch. Want to get you guys prepared for the day. And again, I'm still leaning towards we're due for a pullback. We could start to see a nice little red day here on the SPY and here on the Qs. But until we get a good sense of direction and until that confidence is boosted and we have a good plan in place and we have confidence of, okay, here's the next best opportunity with the SPY and the Qs. We're simply watching AMTD because this stock is on fire and there is tons of opportunity. APDN, REV, and ILAG, ladies and gentlemen. So right now to start our day, we're definitely watching these penny stocks. Tons of potential, tons of hype in the market. And then in about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll go take a look at the SPY and the Qs, see exactly what's going on, and see if there's a reason to get involved, guys. Let's have an awesome day. Let's have some fun, and let's make it happen, and let's have an amazing day in the market. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over into our 1 minute time frames. We came down and put in a nice little bottom there, right around $10 on AMTD. So again, going to probably sit back the first 3 to 5 minutes just to make sure I'm not getting in too early, make sure we don't have a little bit lower to pull back here. Right now, we all know that AMTD is the #1 stock to be watching. As you guys can see from pre-market, I took a stab on REV. But again, it wasn't really working out the way I anticipated it to work out. So I just got out quickly to avoid a loss. But I was able to get like $19 out of that trade. But again, I'm glad I got out because it came much lower than my cost basis. But right now, REV is still on watch, especially if this stock can hold above that 865 level. Right now, AMTD from the open back up towards around 1250. Definitely think we got to wait for a little bit of a pullback here, guys, for sure, right? just get a nice little pullback, right? Your first pullback into a nice level of support, maybe that 9 EMA as well. Let's wait for a high probability setup here, guys. That's it. Sit back, be patient. There's tons of opportunity in this market. Last night in Power Hour, we had great action and great opportunity as well. If you're not getting a trade within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, it's okay. Wait for the absolute best opportunity to present itself, guys. APDN right now, currently halted to the upside. APDN will be live at 936.49. REV is cracking 865. Right now, AMTD is the number one stock to be watching. Geez, we got halts across the board. You got VRAX halted down. GOEV. Currently, GOEV is not halt. Oh, GOVX, my bad. GOVX. This is on halt. Oh, halted to the downside as well, right out of the gates. Let's see what APDN does when it goes live. Here's ILAG, guys. ILAG, new IPO stock. This stock has tons of potential. Again, I'm going to start a small little position because we know how these stocks rip and run. It's that kind of market, guys, where I'm okay with buying as we're nearing a level of resistance. We see stocks ripping and running, halting to the upside. This is the kind of market that we are currently in, and we know that this stock could be a massive mover. I'm not being aggressive here at all. I'm taking 100 shares of the stock because I realize that, again, this stock just went from 240 to 280. But this is the kind of market where we see stocks break high a day and rip higher. Back in November, we saw the same thing. That strategy and that approach works consistently in these types of market conditions. Why is ILAG moving? Again, it's just moving on up because it's a newer IPO stock. And a lot of these newer IPO stocks have been ripping and running. And this could be the next big potential supernova like HKD. It meets a lot of the criteria to be a stock that could rip big. But am I being aggressive right now? Absolutely not. But am I willing to build a little position to see if this stock takes on off today? Absolutely. 100%. A lot of halts to the downside, guys. A lot of halts to the downside. AMTD halted down. VRAX halted down. GOVX halted down. Right now, let's see where the buyers are going to go. Where are buyers going to go next? Are buyers going to jump into ILAG? Are buyers going to move on over to REV? Right? Where's the next best opportunity? Right now, APDN will be live here in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let's see if we can gap up and continue the rip and run to the upside. Or is this stock going to halt to the downside as well? Look at that nasty rug pull on KRKR. So out of the gate, guys, be smart, be safe. Out of the gate, you see some stocks trying to rip on up and then massive dumps, right? KRKR, massive dump. AMTD, massive dump. My finger's on the trigger below 250 on ILAG. I walk away. It's such a small position that, again, it's like one of the smallest paper cuts ever, but willing to give this a go because I see the potential behind this stock. But again, looking at market conditions, what's the trend, right? Quick spike on up, massive dump. AMTD, halted to the downside. KRKR, massive spike, massive dump on down. So be careful in this market. If you're in a trade, position yourself correctly. Make sure you're not chasing these stocks at high a day. Make sure you have a good plan in place. Make sure you can give these stocks some breathing room just in case you see these massive drops on off, guys. Look at that. PGY halted to the downside, guys. KRKR not looking the best. ILAG still trying to get some action here. This is the one stock that's still trying to move on up at this point in time. REV doesn't look great. APDN is now live. APDN right now at this point in time is now live. Back below that halt level, not a good first sign here. Right now, getting halted to the downside on APDN. I still think ILAG has the best potential, at this point in time. Stops below 250. Stops below $2.50 here. Let's see if we can break that 285 level on ILAG. This thing could definitely start taking on off, guys. Right now, APDN halted down. AMTD halted down. Definitely some nasty price action to start our day. Again, play it smart, play it safe. That's it. Be smart, play it safe. Right now, if that means sitting back on your hands, sit back on your hands, guys. EGY still halted to the downside. KRKR trying to squeeze on back up. ILAG, a little messy right here, but again, we still see it trying to fight to get that break on out over like that 285, 290 level. So still worth keeping on watch at this point in time for now until it dumps on off like everything else. AMTD is now live, still dropping on off. The next level of support here is back down at $8 on AMTD, guys. So boom, right down towards around 8. Let's see what AMTD is going to be able to do down here towards around this $8 level. Let's see if it can hold on up as support and just give us a high probability setup here, guys. Again, it was halted on up, opened on up, nasty drop on off, halted to the downside. Sit back, relax. You're only 10 minutes into the day. Let's wait for some of these stocks to become a little bit more consistent at this point in time and wait for those really good high probability setups to get involved for the next big mover today. So $10 resistance here on AMTD. So right now you have $10 resistance here on AMTD. So $8 support on AMTD with $10 top resistance. A break back above 10. We can see the stock back up towards around $12.50 and then $14. So still definitely on watch here. AMTD, let's just wait to see what happens right around this $8 level. So right now, still watching AMTD as this is the #1 stock that still has a lot of great potential at this point in time, guys. So just looking to see what AMTD can do down here around $8. Maybe a quick little double bottom. We start breaking back above $10. We know that this stock can definitely start to take on off. So yeah, REV, little choppy below the 865, but now that we're back above, definitely REV still on watch, guys. How's APDN looking? APDN is trying to get back above the halt level. The halt level is 156 here on APDN, so definitely keeping APDN on watch at this point in time. Now, we did just come down to this trend line on AMTD. So not only near this trend line on AMTD, but right around the $8 support level as well. Definitely still worth keeping on watch at this point in time. Yeah, right now for sure, guys. Right now, this price action is a little wild. We have not really seen this type of price action in a while, where a stock gets a big rip on up and then a halt to the downside. You know, a lot of these stocks showing good potential, but a lot of nasty price action to start the day for sure. Now, KRKR showing some potential here. You do have a nice little squeeze formation here on KRKR. So a break to the upside out of the symmetrical triangle. We do have room to 268 here on KRKR. Looking to see where the best of the best of the best opportunity is right now at this point in time. So AMTD, nice $8 bounce, back up to 10, but massive rejection there at $10. Still sit back on your hands. Still sit back on your hands with AMTD, guys. The last thing I want you guys doing is pulling the trigger at $10 and just getting absolutely destroyed for a $2 dump within seconds. Let's see if this is a quick double bottom reversal back above 10. That could definitely start to bring some buyers back in to AMTD. Again, we know that if APDN can break 2, that's when a lot of volume really starts to move on in. That's when we could see a lot of great action from $2 to $2.87 here on APDN. So still at this time, APDN on high watch. APDN just got halted at 177 to the upside. REV, we're just waiting for a little bit of a pullback here, guys. That's it. Little bit of a pullback on REV before we start to see that next leg up to 990 and for that possible break over $10. So still a little early there on REV in my opinion. Other than that, pretty nasty price action. So we're going to just sit here and watch APDN to see what the stock does out of the halt. It will resume at 9:51:38.